They knew what they were doing. Atelier Ryza 2 is here. Well, in some places. Others are going to have to wait a few hours or a few days, but in any case, I've had my hands on it for a little under a week thanks to Koei Tecmo EU, and I'm here to tell you that right now, I'm not quite ready to properly review the game. All of the footage you're seeing is mine, and it is of the PS4 version. It is, however, running on a PlayStation 5. There is a dedicated PS5 version, and the review code I was graciously awarded does provide me with a full copy of that version, but unfortunately it will not be available to download from Sony's servers, at least here in Australia, for a few more days. The PS5 version is the version I want to play and ultimately review, not because of any fatal flaw with the PS4 version, but more so out of curiosity. So for today, I'm just going to give you a few impressions of my time with the game so far, which is just under 10 hours. And those impressions are largely positive. Gust usually have the benefit of each title focusing on a new main character to help each entry feel distinct, so there was some worry that Ryza 2 would feel a little too similar, but I can put those worries to bed. I think they have done an excellent job here to make Ryza 2 its own thing. They further changed and refined the battle system from the first Ryza, which I already thought was a great evolution for the series. Here you're not just getting a refinement, they really tinkered with what did and didn't work in Ryza's system. The combat is still turn-based at its core, but it's quick and even punchier than the original. It has some elements from the Paper Mario systems of old, as well as a more typical Atelier feel, in comparison to the first Ryza anyway. When it's your turn, you don't just select an attack or ability, it's more like you're given a window of time to perform multiple actions. It starts very basic, but you'll soon be able to string together different attacks and abilities each turn. It still builds off the multiple different resource systems that formed the basis of Ryza's combat, things like action points, combat levels, etc., so it's a deeper system than at first glance. Alchemy has had another upgrade as well. I thought Ryza's system was the best the series had been in this regard, but it's predictably been further refined here. There's tons of choices that go into each craft, and it should provide many hours of fun for those that love to min-max or simply experiment. There's also a new skill tree here, and I really like this addition. Crafting with Alchemy grants alchemy points which can be spent on the skill tree to learn new recipes, enhance recipes, and improve your skills and abilities. Atelier Ryza 2 seems to have all of the light-hearted charm of the original, with maybe one exception. See, the collective fanfare that orbits Ryza's thighs like they've got their own gravitational pull was not foreseen by the developers. Both pre- and post-release, they described her design as something more akin to a tomboy, something less classically cute or magical girl-like compared to the usual series protagonists. They didn't design her to be overtly attractive, and they really didn't see this kind of reception coming. They weren't aware that we'd all be collectively simping for Atelier Ryza, but they are certainly aware of it now. Like I said right at the beginning of the video, they knew what they were doing, especially when it comes to the framing, camera, and design decisions for Ryza 2, and I'm totally here for it. It's still nowhere near the level of fan service you will find in a lot of other games. Atelier is still a relatively wholesome series at its heart, but I didn't think for a second that Gust weren't going to cash in, at least a little, on these glorious thighs they created. And that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Keep an eye out early Feb for my full review of the PlayStation 5 version, and if you're itching to play this now, the best advice I can give you is that if you liked Atelier Ryza, I'm fairly certain you are going to like Atelier Ryza 2 too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.
Thanks for the liking, subscribing, and the sharing!